welcome to the Knitting Samurai and her guys video podcast. I'm your host Steph, also known as the Knitting Samurai, and this is episode 198. I don't know what it's called, but huzzah! Happy Friday. It's Friday here. You probably won't see this till Saturday, but I have to tell you something. Did you have any idea how pretty these socks are I'm wearing today? They are so gorgeous. So this is Desert Vista Dye Works in the Sanctuary colorway. You should totally get it. It's gorgeous. I put them on this morning and I was like, oh my God, I knit these? I don't even remember knitting these. It's 1 o'clock. This is my second cup of coffee of the day. This is my Tervis that my parents got me. I don't know why they got it, but they did. Stark is much bigger than Lannister. Because, you know, I'm all Team Cersei. I can't help it. I'm a mother. I connect with her. So, there was a knit along in the group that I said I would do the drawing for. I think I got it this time. All right. So, first up, numbers 2 through 30. I'm going to say generate. And it did number 26, which is, who is? On the last page. Why aren't the post number 26? That's Knitter Chow. Awesome. So you get the $7 pattern of your choosing. So send me a message and I'll get you that. And then secondly will be for the finished objects, which we had 9 finished objects, not counting my own. So that's great. And so numbers 1 through 9. Generate, and it picked number 1, which is Knitter Chow. Oh my goodness. All right, so you get lots of goodies, Knitter Chow. Thanks so much for participating in the knit along. I'm going to host another knit along. So Jennifer Lassonde of Downseller Studios, Boston Jen, everybody's favorite podcast, audio podcast. I'm your favorite video, but she just released a new pattern. It is right here. It's called Go With The Flow, and it's this great lace panel pattern. Right there. I didn't give it, no, I just told you the yarn. So she has kindly offered to give away a pattern to one of you lucky ladies. So I'm going to open up a thread for the pattern, and the prompt is which of Jennifer's designs besides this would you like to knit? So I know that the Ayla Rose, I knit that one. I knit several of them. I have knit several of them anyways. Yeah, but she has a lot of great shawl patterns out there and so helpful. I think there's 7 pages of instructions. For this one, 7 or 9. Oh no, just, oh yeah, 7. But you can follow it line by line, which is what I love about her patterns. And if you put it down, you know right where you were. You don't have to even be able to read knitting to figure it out. So after next week, or starting now, because I'm following the hashtag Go With The Flow on Instagram, and so I keep seeing these shawls everywhere. So we're gonna have a knit along for that as well. So one of you will get a free pattern, and then next week, and then we'll take probably February and March to complete the Go With The Flow shawls. So you want to help me pick some yarn? Yeah, okay. I have knitting to share with you, but I'd really rather kind of think through this. So the yarn, it calls for oh, these are the different weights. Oh, so cool. So you could do this in fingering 600 yards, DK weight 350, or worsted 400. So I have this skein of Bewitching, Miss Babs Yowza, that I kind of liked. But I was looking at my Rhinebeck stuff, and I thought it would be fun to use one of those. But 600 yards, that'll be tough. I might not, I pulled out like 5 things, but none of these might work. The cashmere, yeah, this is 420. This is a fingering weight. Who is this? Fiber Optics. Beautiful yarn. Beautiful, beautiful. I knit my mom a shawl out of some of that. I have some String Theory hand dyed. I might have 2 skeins of this. This one doesn't have its ball band, but it's great depth of like blue and then purples. The sun is coming out. It's getting brighter. And then I also have this, which would be different. I'm not so keen on gold near my face, but I want to use this. So this is, who is this? It's the lady. I'm thinking Sun-Soaked Yarns. That's who it is. So I had her cake this one up for me. Wouldn't that be pretty in a shawl? Yeah. So I didn't get anywhere. I just showed you what I was thinking about knitting with. But I also have something new that I caught it and I apparently never opened it. So I'm gonna open it right now with you. So I showed you my socks, which are Desert Vista Dye Works and Vizio base. I love that base. And what are these? These were her main colorways. So I'm a Mainer. I'm a transplanted to New Hampshire Mainer, which is so weird that my boys were both born in New Hampshire. Like I have no family that, or I should say all my family is from Maine. And Steve's too, you know, some of them have moved, but our family started there. Anyways, so this one is called Maine Lobster. So I love that for the Lobster Festival. And I, you know, look at it and it could be a blue-red, blue-red-white colorway, but it's like a maroon. It's not a traditional red. It's a great red. It's more like a country red or a brick red, kind of. So those are so fun. So maybe these will go on the needles for me soon. You know what the holdup is? It's winding. I hate winding. Ugh. And then the other one is called Lighthouse. So Rockland, which is where I grew up, has a beautiful lobster capital of the world, and they have a beautiful lighthouse that my dad's name is on because he was the city manager when it was renovated. So he led that project, and there's a nice plaque on it. It says his name. Yay! So it's kind of cool to take the boys and show them that. So anyways, Lighthouse. So fun. So fun. So those are new for me. And then I think that's it for yarns I wanted to show you. So shall we talk about knitting? Okay. Let's do the easy stuff first. So, you know, my Make 9 in 2019, except I did 14, which if I were smart, I would have done 19 because then it would have been 19 and 19. So, but I don't want to revise it. So it is what it is. One of those was to take my messy bun hat that looks so cute with my hair pom-pom is essentially what it is. Take it, rip it back, and add some inches. So I'm looking at this now because I did this. It was an on-the-go thing. And I totally, I don't know if you can see it. This section right here, look, it's like smaller because I knit the hat on 10s. And when I reknit it, I used the needles for a roll-on sweater, which were 8s. So it's a little tighter, but I knit that much more. And that's just enough to take it from the top of my ear down to the bottom. So it's perfect. It's perfect. I just need to weave in those ends. Yay! And I'm gonna knit a second one because you don't always want to wear purple. I don't know what color to do it in though. And for this one, it was knit on 10s and I held a strand of Malabrigo worsted and a sock yarn, a variegated sock yarn. So it has this great color on it. And it's just a basket weave. And if you'd like to, I did a different stitch pattern than the messy bun hat that's linked in my project page, but I followed her instructions for decreases and for size. So there's that. That's, yay, one checked off. Let's see, in here I am going to town on my socks. So this is Patton's Croy. I ended up running out to get a 3rd skein just because it was too tight. So I would have ended there and I wanted a little bit more, and I knew I had used some from the second ball to do the contrasting on the heel, those stripes. So I just said, you know what, I'm gonna get a 3rd skein. So I did, and I think I used my 40% off when I was at Joann's is the one that has the patents, not Michael's, at least around here. So there's the first one, big chunky stripes. I've started the second one. We got a little baby toe. I'm past increases. No, I'm still in increases because I haven't started my ribbing, which I do a Wendy Johnson slip stitch heel pattern, which is on my project page, and I've probably knit 50, 60, 100, I don't know, tons of pairs, because her heel is the heel I go to, and every vanilla sock I knit, I link it to her pattern because I love that pattern. It's the best. So Steve's hat, not much to show you on that. This is the nautical knot hat by, it's a surprise. I don't remember. It's from a UK knitting magazine. It's by Anna. Anna says, this hat, but Anna, what's your name? Anna waits. Anna, she waits for me to say her name. All right, oh, and this is my knitting fat squirrel bag, and that was one of my Bling Your String bags. Makes me happy to see those little woodland creatures. So Steve's hat, just quickly, still not the length of my arm. Maybe I'll work on that tonight. My younger cousin is coming to visit. She started knitting recently. Hopefully she'll bring her knitting with her. We're having some friends over. We're gonna play this, I think it's a Swedish card game called Flippin' Aces is what it's called, but it's just like Ashaflupen or something. If you're Swedish and you know what we're talking about or how to spell it, please leave a comment somewhere, because the four of us have tried so hard to find it and find the rules online, but we can't because we don't know how to spell it. And Lauren played it on a ship, anyways, a sailing thing with people from Sweden. So they taught her, but anyways. So there's that. I talked about that. So the last segment, which is probably the funnest segment of this episode, no update this week. I did inventory, which is, you know, a necessary evil, and glad to have it done. And that was a pen falling on the floor, and you can see my refrigerator. What was I gonna say? So the next segment is what I did this week, one day. Okay, here's my before picture. So you can see right there where I started to do the striping of the colors. The collar's different, and then the rest of it is like that. Okay, let's dye this thing. Hey, you guys. So, you know I knit roll in this sweater, right? And, oh, the sun. You can see the collar and the top of one of the shoulders are a different color from the body of the sweater. Slightly different. It's all Cascade 220 color 810, but different dye lots. So my plan today is to over dye this. Wish me luck. Okay, first step is, Steve told me where to find it in the basement. I found it myself. This is a bin of undyed bare yarn, and oh my gosh, Coke bottles with liquid in them from 10 years ago when I wanted to dye some yarn. And so I've got those. I've got a big old pot. I in fact have two pots here. And inside this pot I've got some bottles, spray bottles for spraying on bleach. There's some sky blue. Here's some red. So I thought I would do a green, but now that I'm pulling this stuff out, I'm realizing maybe I should do a little gauge swatch first to test, because I don't know what color to go with. Or do I just do it? I'm tempted to just do it. I'm crazy, I know. All right, what other colors do I have? So here's a picture with more bare naked yarn. Oh, here's a color card of Jacquard acid dyes. Does it have a date on it? I'm just curious. No, it doesn't. But then I have a measuring spoon. Because, you know, once you use something to dye yarn or to use these acid dyes with something, then you don't use it for food preparation again. So these were both used. So there goes. Got some saran wrap. Got all saran wrap. And more yarn in here. Oh, and what's this? Dharma Synthropol textile detergent. I don't even remember. I gotta go do some research before I get into this. Okay. The pot is boiling. Here we go. Boil, boil, boil. You gotta boil. And then over here, soaking for 20 minutes. Back over here. So, looking at the colors I have emerald, which is right here, which is pretty close to the color it already is. I have gunmetal, which is a really dark navy. I have silver gray, which is right below it, and sky blue, which is up here. It's a lighter blue. And then I have jet black. So for me, I don't think I'm going to do the green. I think it's too close. The vermilion, I don't even have that out. I must have put it away. Okay. The silver, I don't think. I could do the gunmetal, which would make it a darker. I could go with black or sky blue, which I'm hoping would make it look more teal. I don't know. You have to see which way you go. Okay. I really appreciate you guys being here for moral support. So it's been 20 minutes soaking. Sweater's been soaking. And then we've got gunmetal blue in here that I'm mixing up. And it's boiled. It's come down from a boil. I think we're ready. So the directions say for over dyeing a wool sweater, I found online, says give it 30 minutes and stir every 1 to 2 minutes. So here we go. And we go. Whoa, instantly. It is now a blue sweater. Okay, I wasn't sure if I had enough dye in there. Okay, there you see it. There's what was a green sweater, now very, very blue. So we'll see. 20 minutes. Here we go. So there it is. What was a green sweater, now looking very dark blue. I pulled it off the hot burner, and now here we go for 20 minutes. Because if one's good, two is better. So it looks really dark, and I'm worried about the sweater absorbing all that blue. So I have 2 skeins of, this is a really old yarn, Adrian Vitandi. It's a merino wool silk, dry clean only. I could completely destroy it, but you know what? They're sitting in a bin in the basement for a year, no, not a year, for 10 years. So let's throw them in and see what happens. And hopefully it'll make some sort of gradient yarn is what I'm thinking, that the center might not get all the dye. We'll see. We can do it. Here we go. Ready? Okay. And actually, it will help me gauge how much of the dye has been absorbed by the sweater. Oh, I didn't even pre-soak them. Oh, shoot. I'm breaking all the dyeing rules here. Yeah, so they just look like a baby blue to me. Do you want to see? Of course you want to see. This is our fun experiment today. Okay, so there you go. I didn't pre-soak them, so they're bubbling and whatnot, but just a pale blue. So that, to me, the fact that it's not a darker blue, I'm assuming that this has absorbed quite a bit. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's so dark. It's not what I meant to do. Can't complain. I didn't test. I just jumped into my chemistry experiment here. So, okay. Be back. Okay, so there it is after sitting. It's now in the sink with some Centripool, because that's supposed to prevent back dying. I don't know. I found it. Why not use it? And then here was my bright idea. That was not a good idea. How are those going to dry? 2 balls of wet wool. That is a great idea, Stephanie. I'm not sure what to do with them. So they're gonna sit there for a little bit. Hey again. I know, it's exciting. You keep getting to see these pots of wool. So the water was clear when I took it off the stove and poured it out, but after 10 minutes with the Centripool stuff, it was very blue water, and I was starting to see some traces of the green underneath versus looking just like super heavy navy. So I rinsed it and I rinsed it and I rinsed it. Maybe I put too much Centripool in it. It took a really long time to rinse it clean, but I think we're in a good place. It feels kind of harsh, so I went in the bathroom downstairs, and that's what we have for conditioner down here. So I just worked a little bit gently into the wool because I don't want to do all this and then give it back to Ro and have him say it's itchy. So I'm going to leave it here so you will see it after. But there's a... So you ready to see it in all its finished glory? I've woven in the ends. Dun, 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 dun. He didn't mind one bit. Actually, if I hold it closer, it's getting better light. That it was dyed, and you could see at the seams, the green really shows, but the rest of it looks blotchy on the camera. It's not in real life. When you look at the chest, you just see solid. So, and the cables, it's kind of cool what it does to them because of the color. Let's see. You can see you get more of the green in the twists where the yarn is bunched up a bit. So he still loves it. It's dry now. It took a bit to dry. And it was so weird because the water was clear. Did I tell you this? I think I told you. I'm not going to tell you again. Yeah, so this is ready for him to wear. I just need to add 2 buttons on the collar, but I don't even think I will because, yeah, 2 buttons, or it takes 2 minutes to sew on a button. But I did have a thread that was like this long that I saved out for sewing on buttons because obviously I don't have this color yarn. Now, the skein I threw in, what a mess that was. If I had only used one of the hanks, the long hanks, instead of, using a ball. But when I took the balls out, they were like fully blue saturated. But when I started skeining them, you can see that it made it very speckly yarn. Like the beginning bit where it was on the outside is just solid blue, but then the other spots are super speckly. So it's a little bit ombre. I had done 2 skeins. I got part of one. It was a total mess, total knot. So I ended up throwing that away. So I have like 1 and maybe 1/4 of a skein. So this is a wool silk blend. I think it would be really fun as a hat, or something that shows the gradient from the dark to the light of how it was dyed. So it turned out really fun. And look at how interesting that is, the difference in the 2 colors. They're both the same dye. They were cousins, they were buddies in the dye pot together, but it came out differently. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed my little hands-on doing an activity together. I had a lot of fun doing it, and I hope to do more episodes like that. So that's it. Go Pats. Super Bowl is next week. Those games are just so stressful watching that it's not fun football for me postseason. But anyways, what am I complaining about? They're in the Super Bowl, and that's exciting. So I'll leave it there. I hope you have a great 10 days or so, or less. Go put a comment about what you would like to knit of Jen's patterns, and hopefully you'll win one. All right, take care. Bye.